I left that interview, cried all the way home because it felt like the end of the world, and cried pretty much for the next 3 days and just sort of like, "This is hopeless. I'm never gonna get a job." And then it dawned on me that this woman that threw me out, she was right. I hadn't stolen credit from other people, but I just hadn't stood up for my own value. I hadn't really talked about how I had developed certain strategies, why, the results of that. And so for my next interview, it was for a huge, like one of the biggest organizations in the UK at the time, and for a role I'd never done before. So really the odds were against me because I'd only worked in like smaller organizations up to that point. But I just went through everything. It's like, okay, why does my previous experience feed into this? What exact examples can I give? What didn't work but taught me something valuable for this role? I really unpacked everything to find the value that I could bring to this role because I couldn't say, oh, yes, I've done all of these things before, but I could 100% say how I could bring value to this role and grow into it. And yeah, they were blown away. By the time I got home, I got the job. And on my first day, they were just like, that was the best interview we have ever had. They were kicking each other under the desk not to give me the job on the spot. So that was a moment where I realized in owning my value and sharing it, not in a way that's braggy or arrogant, but in a way that's clear, you become the obvious choice. And every day in that role, I was able to hone that then. And it just clicked something. But it also made me really sensitive to when other people are burying their value.